Hey, that's like 1,000, 1,500. I thought it was hot shit. And I was like hanging with a group of little white girls, Italian girls, so I was getting really money. I was like the black girl in the group. So I really benefited off being around those white girls. If you can't beat them, join them.
What was the best time of your life?
The best time of my life, oh, I have so many great times. I remember like DC when Kenny, man, we was getting so much money. That's when Marion Barry was the mayor, when he got caught with the crack at that time. The police was crooked. Everybody was crooked. All they wanted was their hands oiled. And that was one of the funnest times in my life. I used to have tricks lined up. Like I would never get in a car with them. I would have the station wagon and they would look for me. My name was Tiffany back then. They'd be like, we want Tiffany, we want Tiffany. And I had blonde hair back then. And that was one of the funnest times of my life. I just loved hoeing. I was just such a happy hooker. And then, having such a good pimp like Kenny Red really made you happy because he was a fun pimp. Like, we used to go out to dinner. He used to take us all out. We used to go to the Players Ball. He would have big birthday parties, and we would be like, whoever's getting the most money, and it was like a little competition thing with my wife-in-laws. But it was not bad, it was like kind of healthy. Built your character, and who's gonna get the rawest outfit. But he made sure that we all were treated equal. And one thing Kenny Red never did, like pimps do, they put all their hoes together trying to save money and stuff like that. Not Kenny Red. Not Kenny Red. He have us all in different hotels, like he don't like all that, and he would just be bouncing around from different cities. I may be in Hawaii. I may have a wife-in-law in Vegas, and I might have a wife-in-law in Miami or a wife-in-law in California. Kenny Red had like his first string, his second string, and then he had the third string, which was the Dookie Booties. But he still made them feel good about hoeing. They weren't really no lookers, But I was also, I was definitely on the first string. I was a starter. But I never warmed the bench, just to let you know that.
And what was the worst time of your life?
The worst time in my life was, thank God I never got raped or none of that stuff like that, because I'm a riot myself. I used to have a switchblade in my bra, a mace here. Like, I'm really pretty, but I'm dangerous. Hella dangerous. And I know how to throw these paws. Bam, bam, bam. But anyway, back to the lecture at hand. The most depressed time of my life, or the worst time of my life, was when I was on the Hostro and I got really sick and I was scared for my life, and I got rushed to Queens of Angels Hospital, and I was having an ectopic pregnancy. Could you imagine that? Out on the Hostro in Hollywood, but I'm hurting all day, and I had an ectopic pregnancy. And then I went to the hospital. They did surgery on me. This stupid doctor left surgical sponges in my stomach. And they let me out the hospital a week later. And then I just was really sick. And then I had to go back to the hospital, and I almost died. So that was one of the really scariest times of my life. I don't really have any scary times like I was kidnapped by no tricks, thank God. I had a trick one time pull a gun on me, and I was like, oh God, like I was scared, and all of a sudden I snatched it out of his hand, and I pulled it on him. I was like, you gonna hurt somebody with this gun. And I opened up the door, I was like, get out, and I just pulled a gun on him. I had some close calls, and I had a really, really crazy experience. I had shut the whole show down in Van Bruin in Phoenix. It was a rookie police. He tried to arrest me, and he went in the hotel to go get a room, and I looked in the glove compartment and seen his badge and his gun. I took it all, and I hid it in the garbage outside the hotel, and then he got in the car, and then we pulled over, and he tried to block me in, but I jumped out the window before he can get me. Then he looked in his glove compartment, and his shit was gone. And do you know they shut the whole show down? Everybody was mad at me. But I kept it and got on a bus and went back to another city and stuff. But they wind up getting it 2 years later. I'm not going to tell you how, because I don't want to incriminate myself. But that was a crazy experience, you know, and I know he got demoted. But for the most part, I'm a happy hooker. And Kenny Red Pimpin' is good. And he was always good to all of his hookers. And we always had nice cars. We always had nice places.